show when Alfred comes in and was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," and then Bruce Wayne
So yeah,
disappears.
I guess I've just seen it so many times, and there's so many like kind of like convoluted excuses they have to come up with to make it make sense that I don't need to see it again.
Hmm.
So I appreciate that we finally got to see Batman 2 years in hitting his stride, and we got to cut out a bunch of bullshit. But again, I just they didn't have to ask a whole lot of Pattinson to excel in that role.
I agree too. But that's not a problem for me either, because I feel like this movie very squarely lands in that like film noir aesthetic, you know? And in film noir, it's not always the main character that drives the narrative. It's like the femme fatale, or it's the villains, or it's like the murder suspects, you know? Like it's the main character is usually like pretty stoic and they don't talk a lot. When they do say something, it's something that's important that needs to be said, and that's about it.
He's also the fourth theatrical Batman within a decade.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah, we get it.
Well, and it feels very different from the last couple Batmans because Ben Affleck went on like tangents, you know, when he was like pissed and wanted to kill Superman. And
Yeah.
Christian Bale also went on tangents, just like speeches, just telling people how, you know, the world was a shitty place and it needed to be saved and blah, blah, blah. But Robert Pattinson has no speeches. He's just being Batman.
The
He's not trying to
scene
impress
itself
anybody.
as being Batman is his like tangents, is his like big moments, or just like stills.
Right. But he doesn't have like speeches. He sort of just like says things through his body language or
He's
through his
he's
eyes.
got that opening monologue. I mean,
Yeah, but you don't see him delivering that.
And
no, I mean, it could have been if it wasn't Batman and you had no idea what movie it was, you could have been like, "Is this Rorschach?"
Yeah.
well,
I wouldn't have shown him
yeah,
saying that line either. If anything, I would have shown like, you know, like shots of his back with all the scars on it and him like
Mhm.
putting the cowl on. I definitely wouldn't have shown him saying those things.
I think they did that beautifully though.
Yeah.
Just one by one, criminals looking into the shadows and just spooking themselves.
Yeah.
It was showing
Definitely.
that 2 years into his mission, he's actually making a difference. I
Although
mean,
he doesn't feel like he is.
he doesn't feel like he is, but they start the movie with the dude he saves asking like, "Hey, please don't hurt me," and then they end the movie on someone like taking his hand for like support before she's airlifted away.
Yeah, I thought that was
So,
beautiful too.
like
It reminds me
those
of the
beautiful scenes were his big moments.
yeah. I love that stuff. That also reminds me of like Ben Affleck's character growth as his version of Batman.
Mhm.
You know, going from being like, I'm gonna kill you, Superman, to I'm sorry, my bad. I'm gonna save the world with you instead. I always love that kind of stuff because to me, that is Batman. Like to most people, he would come across as like, you know, just like this dark brooding asshole who just wants to fight crime and like beat the crap out of people. But like when you know the character as like one of his allies or as like a reader and you've read enough, you realize that there is a lot more to him and he does actually have like a heart and he's like a real person and he cares about people. He's just really shitty at showing that stuff, you know? And the movie kind of showed how he has a heart, but he's really shitty at showing it. And that was the first time I've really seen that in a Batman movie. So that was cool.
Yeah, I guess the scenes with him and Alfred kind of show that he's been so absorbed into the role of Batman that Bruce Wayne doesn't even exist for him anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And so he's finally becoming Bruce Wayne. He's just been Batman, or depending how you look at it, he's been Bruce Wayne this whole time. He just hasn't been the version of Bruce Wayne that he was meant to be. He's just been like the same Bruce Wayne he's been since his parents died.
I mean,
And he hasn't evolved himself yet.
it is the Batman thing where like Batman is Bruce is Batman. Bruce is
Right.
the mask.
They're one and the same.
Batman is
Yeah.
like who he is. And at this point, 2 years in, he hasn't found a use for the mask of Bruce.
Right.
So he doesn't put it on. He is just Batman.
He's just the same. And that's how the comic books are too, by the way. I didn't want to forget to mention that. Since Thomas and I have been going through on our podcast and reading all those old comics, he doesn't really have like a difference in personality. Bruce Wayne is originally shown as like this lazy, kind of aloof character who doesn't care about anything. He's not like a playboy. He just literally doesn't give a shit. He just goes to these events and just hangs out and does nothing. And then as Batman, he's like beating on criminals and stuff, but then like the way he acts as aloof Bruce Wayne is kind of the same way he acts as Batman. You know, like he doesn't speak a whole lot, you know, he kind of just lets his actions like speak for him. And then they slowly in like the second year of the comics start to develop his like playboy persona, you know. But in the Batman, he doesn't do a whole lot. He kind of just like hangs out and does nothing. And people are talking to him and asking him why he doesn't do anything, why he's not making a difference. But it's because he is making a difference as Batman, you know, and he just doesn't know how to express that to people.
You don't even know.
Right.
All right. I think it's about time we wrap it up. Any final thoughts on anything?
You don't have any thoughts? We didn't really go through you for the Batman. We kind of just went around.
Well, I mean, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I need to watch it again. I only saw it the one time, and it
You
was
seen
like,
it once? I thought you'd seen it
I
a couple
can't
times.
believe Thomas hated this movie.
no, I liked it. I just needed to give it another shot, just because
You hated it.
the first time I see any movie in the theaters, you know, there's the magic of the theater experience.
Mhm.
Kind of overrides anything, and
Yeah.
I think I get, you know, a better, you know, understanding of any movie watching it at home.
It doesn't look as good or sound as good at home. I'll just gotta say that because
I
the
know.
screen's smaller. You
Yeah.
don't have an OLED TV. Like, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be as good of an experience at home.
Right, but I don't know. I still think should give it another shot. So
You definitely need to. I think I've seen it 4 times at this point,
Okay.
and honestly, I still like it just as much every time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That would be in terms of sound. My closing thoughts were the scene where they introduce the Batmobile, and first all you see is the glow of the engine kicking on, and
Oh,
then it
yeah.
actually starts squealing like a bat. I like 3 times in, I still got goosebumps during.
I
that
get
scene.
goosebumps every time the Batmobile kicks on too.
I had my sound bar all the way up and my subwoofer all the way up, and I was shaking my house. So I feel like I still got that experience 3 times.
Mm.
So buy a subwoofer if you're gonna watch Batman at home. Yeah, we can wrap it up here if you want.
All right. Anything else, Paul?
I mean, Batman's pretty cool. I like that guy.
All right.
Great dude.
Batman's cool. I like Batman.
Alrighty then. I think this wraps up our session of Bat Chat.
Bat family.
The Bat Chat with the Bat family. All right. Well, thank you for listening to us ramble on and on.
Yeah, don't forget to check out the next episode of Become a Bat.
Yes. All right. Good night. Thank you.
Latest.